Hello and welcome to the Lunar Review. I am your host Vanessa and welcome to Aquarius season. So this video today is going to talk about the planet Saturn, and Saturn has rulership over the zodiac signs of Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn on one hand is a feminine yin earth sign. Aquarius is a yang masculine air sign. And just to explain a little bit about yin-yang theory, yin-yang theory states that there are two opposing forces in the universe. So they're opposite, but they're complementary, and they are always moving, they are always seeking balance, and at any given moment, one of these forces is dominant. And on one hand, we have the yin qualities, which are cold and quiet, it's retreating, it is calm energy, it's yielding, it's passive, it's moist, it's represented by winter and the mother and moon. And on the other hand, we have yang energy, and yang energy is hot and dry and moving. Its direction is up and out. It's represented by the father, by the desert, by the sun, by anything hot. I think that when most people think of Saturn, the image that comes right into your mind is those iconic, glassy, elegant, beautiful rings that surround Saturn. And what a perfect metaphor for Saturn, because Saturn contains, Saturn sets the limits. Saturn clearly demarcates where the boundaries are. This is a planet that is going to force you to mature and to grow up. This is a planet that's going to throw up challenges for you and make you redo lessons until you master them, until you have become nearly perfect at something. And the situations that Saturn will put you in are those that will require the most discipline and self-control that you can muster. Both Aquarius and Capricorn have Saturn as their ruling planet, but they manifest the qualities very differently because, as mentioned, Capricorn is yin and Aquarius is yang. So Capricorn, that feminine yin earth sign, Capricorn is concerned with building things and with building important things that are built to last, built to endure. And you can think of, say, the pyramids of Egypt. And Capricorn is more traditional, more conservative in its approach. It will look back to the past, which is definitely a yin activity, and it will look and see what has worked, because what's worked, we're just going to stick with that. Yin is more, it doesn't move. It is protective in nature. So yin is not willing to take a risk. However, Capricorn will take a risk as long as it is very well calculated and very well thought out. But it has to meet those conditions. If you want to look at yang and see that this is very hyper excitable energy, yang is the energy that is willing to put itself in harm's way, but yin is definitely not willing to do that. As a yin earth sign, Capricorn embodies the quality of containment. It is the rock solid ocean floor. And if you can picture the earth without water, say if you could look at it from the perspective of outer space, you would see that it's just this rock, this craggy rock with these deep gouges in it. So Capricorn really is the skeletal system of our earth, and it is also the skeletal system of humans as it rules the bones. Capricorn represents the archetype of the father, yet it's a yin sign, so it's a seeming, that sounds like a paradox. So how does that work? Well, Capricorn is a yin sign that occurs in the yin time of year. So if we compare Capricorn to its complementary sign, its sign opposite on the zodiac wheel, which is Cancer, Cancer is also yin. But when we think, okay, yin Cancer occurs in a very yang time of year, the summer. So in the summer, we have the sun's rays just blessing the earth. and we have that pure, great big ball of fire just driving all this yang onto the yin earth. And this is just the most perfect proportions of yin and yang to support life so that life flourishes. This is a very fertile, abundant time. Cancer is known as the archetype of the mother. So then we go back to Capricorn. Capricorn, a yin sign in a yin time of the year. Winter. Winter is the season of death and dying. The only things that are really sprouting to life are maybe mental seeds. Any seed you put in the ground now, it's barren. It's not going to flourish. So you have this very cold, barren season. The very old, the sick, the weak, they're all dying in this season. So Capricorn, the father, he cannot nurture. He cannot provide the emotional succor that life needs to thrive or even just to stay alive. So it's a completely different psychology here. The love that father will give is providing the material support and the material foundation that the family will need. So he will provide the shelter and bring the food in that the mother can then cook and provide for and nurture the children with. So once the father has provided for all of the material needs and has provided protection for them, the mother then is free and liberated, and she now has a safe space where the mother archetype can now express her love fully and can nurture the entire family. Capricorn will also show love by having a system of rules and morals and teaching the children exactly how they should be behaving, because Capricorn earns this leadership role, earns this position as father, because this is how he lives. He is actually living morally and ethically. So he is saying, live as I live and, follow my example. And once there are these rules laid down, everyone feels safer because they know what is acceptable and what isn't. And this is how order is brought into the house. So now we come to the sign of Aquarius, a yang air sign. And Aquarius also is willing to put in the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears, and just to take on leadership roles and to take responsibility. But Aquarius is very different than Capricorn, and Aquarius will rebel. Aquarius will reject social conventions, will operate outside the norms, and they will always look forward. Their direction is forward, and they live in the world of tomorrow. They have high ideals regarding technology and science and social structures and societal well-being. They think on a very collective level. So they're definitely concerned about the welfare of the whole. And Aquarius can envision things like no one else can. It's almost like they can see the invisible, whether it's electricity or nanoparticles or black holes in outer space. And they're also very concerned with that invisible, intangible web that connects us all. Aquarius being yang in nature and the direction of yang being up and out and moving very, very quickly, I think this is where a big difference comes in between Aquarius and Capricorn. Because Aquarius will take off like a rocket with its ideas, innovations, and it will easily leave behind anyone who can't contribute or keep up. So Aquarius is not interested in nurturing or, supporting the nurturer. It is far less paternal than Capricorn. And even though you might think, okay, Aquarius has this yang energy, and yang energy is warm. But what I think happens in Aquarius is that this yang energy is so strong and moves so quickly upward that it just flies by the heart, it bypasses it, leaving it cool. And it just goes up into the sky, into the atmosphere, up into outer space where it's freezing, where it's beyond freezing. And it sort of, I think that explains why Aquarius is more aloof and more distant than the sign of Capricorn. Because Capricorn, it is the earth. And so they don't leave their bodies, they're connected to it, they're more warm-blooded. And whereas Aquarius can live in that rarefied intellectual plane, high above the earth, which is out of range of most people's vision, out of range of their thoughts. So Aquarian can be out there alone, on their own. Both Aquarius and Capricorn are discerning, they're objective, they're high-functioning signs, regardless of what their emotions are or what their confidence level is. Yin, Capricorn, is the master builder. It is the champion of the material plane. This is about leaving legacies and structures, for generations to come. Aquarius Yang, master of intellectual plane, revolutionizing social structures, advancing the sciences, challenging, reforming, transforming society and our ideas. So if Capricorn Yin is a library, the actual physical building, then Aquarius Yang is the knowledge that is inside of the books that are housed in the library. Capricorn is what's acceptable in society, and Aquarius is what's outside the norm. And, I just wanted to leave you with a thought about Saturn, and that is that Saturn really pushes us to act in the most mature and responsible way, and that every obstacle or fear that we overcome is duly noted by Saturn. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I had a great time. It was a pleasure, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.